So, the WWE is in a partnership now with TNA and AAA in a way that they haven't really ventured into before. So, what does this look like in a perfect world? What do we want this partnership to look like with WWE, TNA, and AAA? I have said this before. I think it would be great to have multiple stops for guys and girls to go work on their skills. If you don't have a story for someone on the main roster, send them down to NXT for a bit of a run there. Just like a PLE cycle or two. Keep them busy, keep that experience, maybe discover a bit of a different character with that. If it takes a spot now from someone in NXT, then you send them to TNA for a bit of a cycle there. If they need to learn a new hold or just need a bit more bigger arena type of experience, AAA is right there for them as well. And if anyone breaks through in all of that, now you bring them to WWE. I just feel like it's a very sports way of looking at it. And I think it is the next step in the evolution of the Performance Center and what they wanted. And I know that the want was NXT Mexico, NXT Japan, NXT England, NXT UK. They tried that. Didn't really work all that well. And I think they learned from that to not just make this NXT Mexico and turn it into that sort of a thing and try to WWE-ify that sort of a style. I think it would be very beneficial to kind of keep all of them similar styles, right? Not like similar style to what they have now. Not necessarily just put them all under a WWE blanket and okay, there you go. But I just think the roster is so deep right now in WWE that there are so many opportunities for performers to work all over the place. Like, look what they just did with Nick Wayne and Kevin Knight in AEW going off to Best of the Super Juniors. That had to be an amazing experience for those performers. And so Cruz Del Toro, who put on a fantastic show at Worlds Collide, and I don't know if we have seen him on WWE television since, right? And part of that is like he's in an LWO storyline with Rey Mysterio who is hurt currently. So there is a bit of a pause on that, but while that's happening, like the Garza's got to go to Triple Mania. Send him on a Rey de Reyes tournament or something along those lines. See how he actually handles this main event spotlight. I love what they are doing with Trick Williams right now because Trick has certainly outgrown NXT, I think, at this point. I think everything he can learn at NXT, he has learned. But I also don't think that he is main roster ready at the level that he would be brought in at as a former NXT champion and someone who has the theme song and a lot of crowd support behind him. And so I think allowing him to still develop as a top guy just in TNA now, instead of just like in kind of meandering, going nowhere feuds in NXT, I think that makes all the sense in the world to do something like that. And so again, if you want to see we know what Cruz can do in the tag team, but we're trying to make him stand out a little bit, but we don't have the TV time to just actually dedicate to putting this guy over as a top star. So now have him go on an X Division run. Have him go for the Latin American Championship in AAA or something along those lines. I just think it gives you the opportunity to see what you have in a lot of different spots. And I'm not saying, okay, half the roster now go to AAA and now Triple Mania looks like a WWE Evolve. That's not what I am saying. But I think you can pick and choose a few different guys to put into those spots. And we're seeing him now come up with opportunities on the main roster and stuff like that. But I think this would have been a great opportunity for a Karrion Kross to join whatever stable JBL has going on in AAA right now. I don't know if I want as much attachment to Alberto Del Rio as that would bring, but just have him be in some kind of a high-level spot over there. So you're not just having these people sit on the shelf and sit on the sideline for a while and then maybe get a couple of matches off on main event. Like basically the main event roster should go somewhere else, right? And get those opportunities. So I think that there is a lot of growth that can come and a lot of potential that you can have in something like this. And I just think it opens up so many doors. And the opposite is true, right? Like Joe Hendry, we can debate if you want to have your champion losing in 3 minutes to Randy Orton at WrestleMania, but the TNA Championship was at WrestleMania on Netflix. Like that is kind of a cool thing and kind of a big thing. And so now you get this opportunity to go with this the other way. Give him a chance over, like a few of them are getting opportunities now on NXT. Maybe have him pop up on the main roster for a run in something, right? Like just if we're doing these fatal four-way whatever, it's like, yeah, toss someone Eddie Edwards, maybe not the best example, but toss a Moose into that Rusev match or something and just give them a heightened exposure with that. Same thing with the Mr. Iguanas and the Psycho Clowns and stuff like that. Like, they now get the opportunity to come here as well. And it allows you to keep things fresh when you have 6 hours basically of main roster content to fill every single week. And it also allows these other performers to get new experiences and to get new opportunities in different areas, different styles, and maybe you stumble upon something. And so I think that there is a real benefit to this. The main challenge is that you want all these areas to keep their uniqueness, right? You don't want AAA, TNA, and NXT to all feel like the same version of something. You want AAA to keep that lucha heritage and keep the authenticity to it. You want TNA to keep that underdog status that they have. You want NXT to still be focused on developmental. It is a tricky balance to try to find, but I think there is a way of doing that that allows a lot of your roster to get a lot of opportunities. And it also, I think it would help you creatively as well. I think that's one of the things that is happening with Rey Fenix. And the idea that some of these performers would need developmental is borderline insulting, right? And so to suggest that Rey Fenix should have started in NXT is a gross thing to have come out of my mouth. But I do think that it is not just for the performer to learn the WWE style and to learn what it is like to be in WWE. I think it is also for the company to see what works with him creatively. What are some ways that we can utilize this performer, and what scenarios, what different character traits, what can we kind of maximize? How do we use him, basically? WWE hasn't really found that with Rey Fenix yet, and I think he would have benefited from a run in NXT just so they could see, okay, how should we work with this particular performer? I think that there is really something there with him. So I think that you could find that in a few different spots. Like you send someone off to TNA, put them in a storyline there, and it's like, oh shit, that we could do something like that here. And you find different creative ways that you can really maximize these characters. So I think that this is a real opportunity that shouldn't just be a couple of our guys pop up on their screen a couple of times and a couple of their guys pop up on our screens a couple of times. I think there is a real partnership that could be had with WWE, TNA, AAA, and maybe some others along the road. It's just that WWE would have to completely change how they have always done anything. That's it.